TOA community, welcome back everybody. Welcome to the channel. Robert Linkle, trainingtheolderadult.com, and I'm going to talk to you today about the belt squat. It's a little bit older article, 2014, 2015, but it looks at a comparison between belt squat and a traditional back squat. Which one's superior? Which one should you implement? I've got some newer articles as well. This one being a little bit older, still has some very good content to it. But this is in kind of a response to a lot of interest of all of you asking about our videos that we put up the last couple of weeks here. So let's take a look at our first one here with our client Linda. And Linda, turn our volume down. Linda is performing just kind of the traditional belt squat here. This is an iron bowl belt. I'll show you this in just a moment, attached to a 16 kilo kettlebell. The idea here is that you are allowing the pressure from the weight to hook either lower on your back, as we kind of have it on Linda here, and not so high up her spine where her injury is a little bit more thoracic. But you could literally put it over the iliac crest, over the top of your hips, and basically take all or as much vertical compression force out of this as possible, okay? So you can load this guy up pretty good. Let me grab one more here for you. We'll show. This one here is where we can do both a belt and an additional weight. So this is me just the other day. So I've got a 60 pound kettlebell just over the hips, and then I'm holding another 40 pounds in front here. Notice my heels are elevated, so I'm working on my depth, going about 3 inches, maybe or so, a little bit deeper, getting a full unload, taking a full pause. This is just another way, another variation of performing this lift, okay? So those of us with lower back injuries, with compression disc issues, even with shoulder blade or shoulder injuries, putting the bar on the back, putting the bar on the front, just taking the vertical pressure of the load on the spine can cause sciatic flare-ups, arthritic responses, bone degeneration, degenerative disc disease. All of these things can kind of either flare up or start to develop if it's not something that they already have. Not to say that back squatting, deadlifting, all that is bad, just saying that if you need some alternatives, this is a pretty good one. So in this article, specifically, they talk about the benefits of a back squat versus a belt squat and which one is superior. And they found, drum roll please, that neither one was superior, okay? They both pretty much did the same thing as far as recruitment of the musculature goes. However, the placement of the stress is different. So I think that can kind of put our mind at ease that, oh, if I'm belt squatting, am I missing out on something that I would be getting with a back squat? Maybe more core activation, maybe. If you're belt squatting heavy and you're having to hang on to handles like a lot of the machines, and that's another research article I'll show you here in just a moment, looks into the different types of belt squats and which of these 3 machines I have on there is a little more efficient. They did find some minimal differences, that there was more abduction at the hip. The abductors did a little more work on the belt squat, that the hamstrings were a little bit more involved when you, the abductors were more involved when you belt squat. I don't know if I said that right. Belt squatting, abductors, but the hamstrings were more activated when you back squatted, okay? So very, very minimal though as they went through this. I just wanted to show you all this. It shows the setup, the different devices, the different the outlines, and it goes into all the muscular recruitments from vastus medialis, lateralis, and intermedius, rectus femoris, all the abductors, the adductors. It breaks down all that. There's all your references and such. And then there were just a couple other ones. This is from, let's see, when was this one? I think this was a 2021. I don't see the date up there. No, 2019, there it is. And another similar one here in 2000, where am I looking at? 20. Both of these looked at the different types of machines. Now, you can do something as simple as I'm going to show you today with the belt, and that'll work just as well. A couple different techniques for doing this. Do you want to set up in front of a squat rack so you have something to hang on to, or are you confident, kind of being in space like we're going to do today? But actual machines where you hook the belt on, the plates are loaded beneath you, you're standing up on a platform, you squat down, you click in, and then away you go. Pretty cool devices. They're very expensive, but they're pretty awesome. We almost got one when we had our big gym down in Sacramento. We almost got one to put at like one of our 6 stations in the squat rack. we were going to build just a big platform you could walk up onto and have a permanent belt squat station there. This is the Iron Bowl belt that I like to recommend to people. It has 3 different attachments to it, so if you want to rig up the weight in different positions, I think this is the best one. It is a dip belt, so it's not designed to have 1,000 pounds dangling off of it, but it can handle hundreds of pounds. And it comes with a little strap that you can loop around the kettlebell and click back, or I'm going to show you a little fastener. Basically, any of those little like 6-inch loop straps will work just fine with a carabiner. That'll work too. So that was $50 off the Iron Bowl website. The exact same belt, Amazon for $39. So $40, $10 cheaper plus shipping. I don't know if Iron Bowl does free shipping, and that's why it's $50. So it's kind of the same price. Either way, I just wanted to show you both. As far as I know, this is the one that I bought. You can see my purchase date, December 2020, December 25, 2020. That's the belt I've been recommending to everybody. I love it. It's still like in, tip-top shape, and I use it every single day. All right, so let me close this guy out. Let's get rid of that, Rob. There we go. And let's take a walk back here and talk about this a little bit. Okay, so here's our Iron Bowl belt. Okay, a little Velcro setup you're gonna see there, and your 3 different attachment points. Now, this guy in particular, this one is from Angles 90, and this strap is attached to their pulley device. So if the carabiner were the pulley, you would loop this around, click that together, and then this would go over like a pull-up bar, and then the pulley would then basically hang from this. So it's designed to have a bunch of weight on it, right? I like it because it's got the 2 metal clasps. It's easy for me to get these guys clicked in and out when I'm ready to squat. I'm gonna demo with the elevation. I'll also demo just on the floor. Either one works. The only negative, I guess I would say, to doing this elevated is you have to step up onto the boxes with weight hanging off of you. So that can be a little tricky if you don't have good balance, if you have any kind of balance issues, or if you don't have a spotter. Maybe this isn't the best technique. You should just floor squat and make sure you're not gonna go tumbling off. All right, with my sweatshirt on, it is very cold here today, so I hope you don't mind. I've got my belt attached. Noticed I turned it around, so I have the center harness hook here in the center. We're gonna loop and click our carabiner in, and then from there, I'm going to not have a twist in it. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. And then we're gonna squat down right over the top and click in to our centerpiece. Now, lots of jokes. Everybody makes fun of this. This is A-okay. You want the belt just loose enough. If it's super, super tight, it's not going to lay correctly, especially for us fellas, if you know what I mean. Give it a little bit of slack, like I can fit my fingers in between the belt on the side, so it does give a little play. That holds the weight away from you just a little bit. And now from here, I could just literally squat and try to take this all the way down to the floor, get as close as I can. I love to deload, which means you set the weight all the way down on the floor, let the weight shut off, re-engage and come up. It just gives you a really good target for depth, right? But again, all the weight's over my hips, all of my vertical compressing forces in my lumbar, thoracic spine, cervical spine, all of them. Maybe L5, S1, like as you're making that transition, just because it is hugging around the top of the hip. Maybe there's some pressure there, but very, very minimal compared to a bar being on my back. Now, if I'm gonna come up on here, it would be a good idea to have some posts or some hiking sticks or a spotter, somebody that would spot you, okay, when you get up into position. And the whole point of being elevated like this would be that the floor would normally be there, and I could go like another inch or 2 sub floor. Like the whole idea would be, if this is a 70-pound kettlebell, it would be 3-4 inches below the floor level, so I could work on some extreme depth, some really good range of motion in this. I love this lift. It's super, super comfortable. It is a way that I can take clients that have back issues, that have shoulder issues, that even have knee issues, and they feel better performing this lift as opposed to goblet squat, front squat, overhead squat, back squat, and any of them. I love goblet squatting. I think it's probably one of my favorite ones to do. But I also know that I can't go too heavy without it aggravating my back. So I think this is a very good alternative. If you have just a regular old weightlifting belt, Try putting that on loose with a little loop strap, a belt, like a regular, jeans belt. Put on your weightlifting belt and then loop the jean belt around a kettlebell and the lifting belt, okay? And create one of these just to try it out. Don't do this all the time, right? But just try it and be like, yeah, this feels pretty good. Then invest your $40 or so and get a good one of these so you have a good setup. Once you have this rig, once you have the setup, you're good to go. I use this belt to tow my straps. I use it for dips when we do that on occasion. Because of the side straps that are on there, we can hook up. I have bands that I put on either side of the rack, and we'll do squats or squat jumps, dynamic lunges, progressive load resistance. You can click in. We'll do skips and bounds with bands hooked onto it. I mean, it's a pretty good belt. You can use it for a lot of stuff, but this is the primary reason. This is the main reason that I got it. There's a sizing chart on there too. It tells you, the inches of your waist and which belt you should need. I'm going to say it's 6 inches, okay, in height, and very, very comfortable, easy Velcro in and out. I don't think you'll be disappointed, especially for the money that you invest in this. No, I don't have any connections to Iron Bowl. They have no idea who I am. Simply really like this belt. And I'm not a fan of red. So the fact that there's red in this lets you know how much I think of it, because I wouldn't be recommending it based on color. That's for sure. Red's an angry color. I'm a blue, earthy, brown, green kind of guy. I like that stuff. It's a little more calming. It's happier for your mind and your soul. All right, team, I hope you enjoyed this. Any comments, questions, hit me up down below. Please continue to fight your good fight against sarcopenia. I have a new webinar that we're doing this month on sarcopenia. It is on Saturday, which is, if you're watching this today, which is Friday, February 3rd. It's tomorrow, February 4th, 9 a.m. You can still sign up. And if you missed it, still go on there and register, okay? Even if it's past that date, you can still watch the recording on demand. We're gonna leave it up for the entire month of February. After that, it'll be on our website at trainingtheolderadult.com. Love and appreciate you all. Have a very, very good day. Continue to fight your good fight against sarcopenia, and I will see you next time. Take care.